What's going on? Welcome back, y'all. You already know what it is. All right, this right here, man, this is a tough pill to swallow where we dig deep, grab the root, and we expose the hidden truth. I am your humble host, the promo king himself, product 5STAXX and counting. All right, and shout out to Global Hustle, shout out to 1111 Network, I2I Imaging, Cali's Finest Radio, 39th Chamber. You already know what time it is, and you already know what I'm on.
A whole nother level.
That's right, that's right. And today, as usual, is Media Monday, man. I got an awful lot to talk to y'all about today, man. I don't have my trademark iPad today, but you know, I love my peoples, so I'm doing everything off this busted ass Android phone today. But we're gonna get it done though, because it's a whole lot to talk about, especially in Alabama. But I'm gonna get to that. Oh my God. When I talk about the caucasity was completely stamped out that day, oh my goodness. And I'm definitely gonna get to that. But firstly, let's talk about Kaisenot. Okay, for those of y'all who don't know who Kaisenot is, you must be living under a rock, or you must not be one of those older hip niggas like me, you know. But the streaming era is definitely huge right now, and it's a lot of people, particularly young folks. When I'm saying young, I'm talking about in their teens, is making like dough off of this streaming thing. Lots of different streaming platforms. There's so many more other than YouTube. You've got Rumble and many others. Well, a gentleman that sits at the forefront of this entire movement is a young man by the name of Kaisenot. Now, Kaisenot, when he first, I guess he's been out for quite a long time. I didn't know anything about the gentleman. So I started really watching his shows, and I'm like, what is this? It's like a continuous stream, and he's doing all kind of crazy stuff. And at first, when you first watch it, you're like, it doesn't look like much. But then, if you really take the time to sit there and try to like understand and engulf yourself in what's going on, then you'll understand it a whole lot better. Now, the thing with Kaisenot is he, like I said, he's at the forefront. So if he says something or decides to do something, it has an impact. That's definitely been shown, especially with what just recently happened. Now, Kai is in danger of being charged. Personally, I don't think he'll ever do any jail time for this. I don't think so. But for those of you who don't know, he actually did a giveaway where he was giving away PS5s, and it's something else he was giving out as well. But I know for sure he was giving out PS5s. And I saw video clips before they did the event, like before they even really planned it all the way out. With Kai and his boys kind of talking about the event, and Kai said, "Hey, I maybe like 500 people will show up." You know, well, that 500 actually swelled to about 2,000 young folks, like going crazy in the streets. Now, I'm not going to go for the narrative that Kai incited a riot. I'm not going to do that. This is a tough pill to swallow, and we get to the hidden truth behind everything. Now, this giveaway brought out all these young folks, and we already knew, especially if you are a black person, you already knew that many young black folks in one area, that it was not going to go over well the entire time. That you were going to have a handful of knuckleheads that were going to kind of turn the tide and turn it into something else. So I don't put this on Kai at all, but there was a period when pretty much those youngsters pretty much lost their mind. They started tipping cars. You know, people got hurt. Nobody died, thankfully. Nobody died. But there were some people that were injured. Innocent bystanders, people that just might have just been walking down the street. Here's my thing. I feel like these kinds of things are allowed to happen. I feel like you already know, if you have a platform like Kaisenot has, you have to have your handlers reach out to the people. Now, one of the charges he has is unlawful assembly. I have to do some digging, see if he contacted the right people, see if he had his paperwork right, but it's really hard to imagine him not, because he's making a lot of money, and I'm pretty sure there are some people behind him that are helping him handle these kinds of affairs. So I would like to think that in order for 2,000 people, because anywhere else you go, particularly in New York or California, if you get 6 people in a fucking group, the police are coming out. So for 2,000 young black folks to be out there in a crowd that way and for it to go as far as it did, I feel like there's an underlying thing here. I feel like it was allowed to happen. There could have been more of a police presence or more of a security presence, before this thing was ever allowed to happen. When you throw neighborhood parties, we've all been to hood parties, and whenever there's hood parties, the smart people always go down the street and they always talk to the neighbors and let them know, hey, I'm gonna be having a party. It could get loud. Doesn't mean they won't call the police, but it definitely smooths everything over. So I'm hoping that the right paperwork was in place. Like I said, I don't think that Kai will ever do any time, but I think the crucial thing and the critical thing to really think about here is you youngsters with these voices and these platforms, you really need to understand what kind of power that you have. You really need to understand that you're not just a fart in the wind. Like, people are really paying attention to you. Kai's a young cat. Whoever's behind him should have talked to him. It should have told him, Kai, maybe we want to have a little bit more structure. Maybe we want to make sure this, that, and the third. But don't y'all think it's funny? They got these 2,000 young folks, they were allowed to gather. They got the same treatment as them Tiki Torch white boys. They didn't bother them at all. You see what I'm saying? Even though they knew that there was definitely could have been some ramifications, could have been some serious consequences. Thank God nobody was killed. So always look at the reasons beyond the reasons. It's not Kai's fault. He was just trying to do something for the people. But anytime you have that many young folks in one place, and especially, young folks hate authority. When I was young like that, I did too. So it could be a recipe for disaster. Be a little bit more careful. And thank God that the police didn't use that as an excuse to beat on any young black pill. But that is yet another tough pill to swallow. Moving right along. Okay, so Brianna Anderson. For those of y'all who don't know who Brianna Anderson is, Brianna Anderson, okay, she is a world-renowned jiu-jitsu expert. Okay, I used to like Naruto and all that shit, but this is jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is pretty much, holds and locks. Not so much, it's a martial art, but it's not so much striking as it is grappling. Well, because of the nature of it, grappling, there's some equity to when a man and a woman get in the ring and they have a jiu-jitsu match or a judo match, because it's all about leverage. It's all about your low center of gravity, experience, just knowing what to do. Now, Brianna Anderson is world renowned because she spars against a lot of men. I'm gonna get to the reason why, probably why she spars with so many men in just a second. But she's a world-renowned jiu-jitsu instructor. So people come from all over the place just to train with her. So I actually happened to look her up. Now, I don't think she's viral, right? She's already viral on every platform. She's got millions of followers. I don't think that it's a coincidence that she walking around with 2 motherfucking midgets in her motherfucking tights. My God, she got ass. And I'm just gonna say, keep it real. I'm sorry. She really does, right? Okay? So we know that that's why she's going viral. Well, she decided to double down, and now she has an OnlyFans. Link at the bottom. No, I'm just playing. But listen, I understand why she did this. It's actually a movement right now where there are a lot of athletes, males and females, that actually go in and they're starting OnlyFans. And there is a lot of different, my girl actually posed this to me. Well, a lot of people do different kinds of content and everybody's not fucking on OnlyFans. Okay, fine. If that's what you want to believe, that's fine. There are other types of content. There's cooking and all kind of things like that. But the majority of it is corn. Just keeping it real, right? So she already knew what kind of audience that she was going to have doing this. Now, she's already skyrocketing to the top, getting mad subscriptions, clocking in money. I don't have a problem with this. She obviously found a better way to do it, built a better mousetrap. and she's off. She's doing her thing. The problem that I have with this, what I have with this overall, is there are a lot of successful people in this world, and some of them are interesting. Some of them deserve their own platforms to talk and to tell you what they think, or to just for you to tap in and take a look at them. But for every one person that is justified, like a Brianna Anderson, you have at least 5 content creators that have no purpose, no direction, and don't really deserve to be where they are, even though they had success in other fields. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really think that if you are successful at something else, that it's very, very hard to continue that lane of success throughout different things that you might do. Some people are just good at everything. But just because you are a Super Bowl winning quarterback doesn't mean that you're gonna be a great astrophysicist. So let that be a word of advice to some, because there are some really successful people that have podcasts that were interesting people as athletes and interesting people in other industries, but they podcast, they suck, right? So get out of the way, because there's all kinds of smaller platforms and smaller creators that actually make really, really good content, and they deserve the opportunity to be seen. But it's like the rap market, right? Where it's saturated, where you have so many people trying to do the same thing. So let's make sure that we're giving everybody ample chance. Like, there's enough money for everybody at the top. And if you're a Hall of Fame point guard, maybe I want to tap in with your podcast because I like the fact that I used to watch you play, not because I think you have anything crucial to tell me about life beyond basketball. If you didn't come up as hard as I did. And I'm not going to name names, but that was just an observation that I'd like to make. But shout out to Brianna Anderson. I will be subscribing to your OnlyFans, all right? I was just playing, but let's move along. So let's get down to it. Let's talk about it. Alabama. Now, I believe my first episode of A Tough Pill to Swallow, I spoke about a young man who actually carjacked a grown-ass man. It was a boy. The boy was like 12 years old, and he carjacked a grown-ass man, drove around, picked up other adults, went to, I want to say Dairy Queen or something. I can't remember. But took 2 other grown men and then dropped them off. Just long story short, Alabama is already crazy. Well, I've got news for you. You're not safe on land or on the water, right? Because it was some huge news that took place. The memes are all over the internet right now. So, from what I can tell, there was a security guard, black man, right? And he was informing a group of people of Caucasus descent, okay, that they had to move their boats, okay? Now, mind you, this man was only doing his job. He's only doing his job. You know, he's a security guard, for God's sake. Lord knows he probably didn't want to be there. So, cut the man some slack. So you see in the video, he's clearly trying to let the people know you cannot park your boat there. They're giving him a hard time. You already see the privileged cauldron start bubbling as soon as he tells them not to park there. So then you get this long back and forth where he's explaining to him. They're telling him, "Damn, I'm gonna put my boat here whether you like it or not." And he's telling him, "Sir, you cannot put." "No, I don't want to hear your mouth, monkey. You not gonna tell me where to put my boat." And then you see at least 2 other people come walking up. Now, when I saw in this video, I saw 2 other white folks walking up. I already knew this was gonna be bad. You know how I knew? Because they didn't think any other black people were watching. Oh, do you think that they thought that black people were watching? There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell they thought that any other black, not realizing that across the pond, you had Wakanda waiting for something to go down. Just waiting. And let me tell you, it's a real anticipation that us as black folks have when we see. We don't want the black person to get hurt, mind you, because we love our people. But we do want y'all to think that you're going to gang up on one of us, because then that gives us 20 of us permission to run down and monkey stomp every last one of you. And lo and behold, that's what happened. But there were like 2 or 3 phases to this fight, right? Because the first phase was just a security guard. And did anybody see how he did I don't know if this is gonna be like the new international symbol of black or signal of black folks to signal of the black folks, but it looked orchestrated. The way he took his hat off and he threw it in the air, right? And it was kind of like, that was like, okay, I'm off the clock now. Let's get it in. But that hat also signaled to all the black people in the area, it's lunchtime. So they start hopping on this. Two to three people already hopping on him. I mean, they're going to work. They're actually trying to stomp the man. I don't think they were hurting him too bad, but it looked really bad. The next thing you know, you hear Avengers Assemble, and then I see a black man coming from the top. Oh, hell no, it's not going down. Another black man coming from the other side frame. Hey, this ain't going down. Another nigga coming from this side. And then I see Aqua nigga swimming across the fucking pond just to get to the other side. And the minute they got over there, oh, the complexion of the fight just changed. Completely changed. Now, here's the kicker. Now here's the kicker, okay? So the fight's going on. Ladies, come here, ladies. My black queens, y'all sit down for a second. I want to talk to the snow bunnies for a second. Come here. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I got potato salad with grapes in it right here. Sit, have a seat. Let me let you know what's going on. When you see a fight that's taking place, I don't know what happens when Billy Bob and Chad get into it, but if you ever see Billy Bob and Sharif get into it, you really should sit that one out. Reason being is because remember what I talked about the anticipation that we already have in us as black people. But when it comes to black women, it's like times 20 because they feel like they can beat everybody ass anyway, right? So if they ever see, they might not can't stand the nigga being hit. That nigga might be a worthless, nothing ass nigga. But the minute they see a white woman put their hands on a black man, it's on. And then I saw some female come out of nowhere in an all-white bodysuit, cakes are flapping away, and she started taking off on the other female, all right? Stay out the business. Don't get involved because you got what your man got. But wait, there's more. Because there's another facet to this fight. The most popular facet to this fight, right? They think the fight is over. After the X-Men blue team came and took out the first wave, they thought that the fight was over. So they go and they make a beeline for their boat. Oh no. You've already gotten every black person in this vicinity within a 100-mile radius agitated. So now they're following them to the boat. So now they get to the boat. Did they think you know how when you were a kid and you like scared of the monster under the bed? So what you put the covers over your head, like that's gonna do something, like that's gonna save you. For some reason, they got off the pier into the boat, like them niggas wasn't gonna come onto the boat and pulled him off. And sure enough, that's what the hell happened. So now you see a thumping going on outside the boat. Now, what did I just say about Karens getting involved? Another Karen gets involved, and they do this thing where they try to act like trying to break it up, and they throw a little jab in there, try to hit the guy in the back of the head. We see it. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you see one of my princesses of Wakanda come out of nowhere, cakes flapping, bow, 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 dipping on the right. And then I look to the left, and I look to the right, and lo and behold, what do I see? Stone Cold nigga Austin with the chair. This nigga come running out of nowhere, and he just starts smacking everybody. Just everybody can get it. Everybody that's not black could get it at that moment. So he's swinging the chair, and one of the females that happen to get involved, she ends up falling on her rear end, right? And the next thing I know, the nigga just decided to make her head collapse into her neck with the chair, That, my God, he hit her so hard. His boss must be a white lady and clearly did not give him his vacation time or something, because there was animosity behind that chair hit. I swear to God, it was ridiculous. The man went to jail. He ends up getting tackled by the police. And that's another thing. Alabama police, y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit, because y'all sat there and y'all let that shit go down. Y'all let that shit go down, man, until you saw him hit that woman with that chair. Now, I don't condone violence. We had a tough pill to swallow. We don't condone violence, you heard? But I will say this much. Stop putting your hands on black people unprovoked. Just stop doing it. It doesn't matter whether you're there, whether there's other people around or not. Have some integrity. You need to have some integrity. That's the problem. See, me, I don't hate anybody, and I got love for white people that treat me with respect, right? It comes down to integrity at the end of the day, right? You need to be able to do the right thing when you think that nobody is watching. Period. And the only reason those people felt like they had the leeway to hop on that man by himself was because they didn't think anybody else was watching. So, moving forward, keep your chin up, white folks. Oh, and then old boy, one of the guys that threw one of the first punches, he actually owns a mini mart down there, and Yelp is tearing his ass up right now. He getting 1-star reviews galore. You got to think, man. Think about what's going on before you get involved in these scrums and anything race related or anything that can be misconstrued. Make sure you know what's going on, man. But it's either a lesson taught or a lesson bought, and y'all bought that lesson that day. Another tough pill to swallow. So, a couple owners of a Los Angeles vegan burger spot, Slides and Fries, in Los Angeles, they're starting to become popular. They're gonna blow up after this thing that went on here. They actually just recently dealt with a robbery where they stole over thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment from them. The critical thing about this whole thing here is that this is a black-owned business. It's a black-owned business. Definitely about healthy living, right? It's a vegan spot, and for them to be robbed like that is just really, really sad. The community is bonding together right now. They're trying to help them out with donations and whatnot. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm so fucking tired. I'm fucking tired, man. From the day I started Cali's Finest Radio 4 years ago, it was all about black-owned business for me. And I know, where I am right now is a black-owned business. And it just really gets under my skin how the people can go out to their own neighborhoods, right? They can go to their own neighborhoods and they can rip these people off knowing that they're just trying to create something and trying to make something different. You don't go in. How often do you hear about McDonald's getting robbed, y'all? Burger King? Pizza Hut? Taco Bell? How often you hear about them getting robbed? Like seriously. People don't rob fast food joints like that, man. But what those robbers probably say, hey, it's a small business. They probably can't afford, the type of security they really need. And they went in there and they just violated those people like that. Who knows if those two men are good people? Who knows if they've done anybody wrong? I really don't care. I don't care. All I know is what the facts are in front of me. And it's the fact that two entrepreneurs, two niggas that chose to do it a different way instead of robbing, stealing, and killing, had to lose their livelihood because somebody needed a payday. And that shit ain't right. And this is what gives people from the other side the argument that we ain't shit and why they continue to pile shit on us. It's not because of those of us that get up every day and work and put the right proper pieces together and try to create something righteous. It's not us that they talking about, but we take it as though they talking about us. So when you walking around with your black skin like mine, understand that nothing positive I do will be seen as much as something negative that you do. And that's just clear cut and dry. It's the facts. Another tough pill to swallow. Jennifer Garner. Let's talk about Jennifer Garner real quick. Okay, so Jennifer Garner was on a show. Shout out to Regina King. And for those of y'all who don't know who Regina King is, if y'all like the Boondocks, she is the genius that does both Riley and Huey's voices. And while speaking about her heritage on this show, Jennifer Garner, with her color-challenged ass, decided to ask Regina King about her ancestry. Do you know who your ancestors are? And you know, Regina King, who is class personified, she's sat there and simply said yes and traced back all of her roots because, you know, she knows. She knows of self. So I give that queen credit. So Regina, what I'm gonna do for you right now, queen, is I'm gonna lay it to Jennifer Garner for you. You hear me? Jennifer Garner. Okay, let's talk about you for a second. Now, first of all, Jennifer, you have not been good looking since Electra, okay? I'm just being honest with you, okay? And personally, I'm not even gonna say that you look good. I just always kind of wonder what it'd be like to clap your cheeks on a rooftop like Daredevil did. You feel me? Because you was all right. But I'm gonna be honest though. You ain't got no right. You don't have the right. You don't have the culture. And you damn sure don't have the fucking looks to question anything that Regina King does. At all. At all. I am so tired of people being able to push whatever narratives they want and then cancel whoever they want. But when somebody says something that's actually insulting and disrespectful, particularly to black people, it just gets swept under the rug. The reason why I'm bringing this up too is because those of y'all that's dragging Jamie Foxx on some anti-Semitic shit, fuck y'all, man. I don't care. I don't care. Fuck y'all, man. Because that man didn't say nothing about Jewish people. And shout out to the Jewish people. I ain't no problem with y'all. No smoke. But those of y'all who spin these narratives, those of y'all who put this bullshit together and try to make a black man feel... See, I already know what this shit really about, though. I know what this shit really about, though. That nigga was about to start talking about where that absence he really came from. When he was gone for that time, what the fuck really was going on and why. That's why. That's what they do, y'all. That's what they do. They damage your credibility first. When they know you got something on them, they damage your credibility first. They really try to spin it in the public eye like you ain't shit. They try to make it seem like you really ain't nobody to listen to. They're gonna try to make you crazy or make you out to be a deviant, or they'll go and they'll dig up something in your past to make you look stupid, or they'll just outright twist your words. And I saw the post, and they just twisted that man's words. He's not the only one. Neo came out recently and spoke about when it comes to children and the whole transgender thing, and that your child, you know, the role of parenting is kind of blurry. The line is kind of blurry now because the way that we're being told now is that if my 5-year-old son comes to me or daughter comes to me and they say, hey, I identify as the other gender, that I'm just supposed to roll with it. Like when I was 5 years old, like I knew how to do more than fucking barely wipe my ass and ask for fucking candy and snacks all fucking day. So that's what I'm saying. So that's the thing about it is we really need to look deeper at what's going on. It's called indoctrination. It's called grooming. It's called it's called society trying to create the rules for your children versus you establishing what the rules should be in your own children. So it's kind of sad. And I just want it to become a day where everybody's opinion, if we can't have equality, at least let's have equity when it comes to the opinions of people. I mean, if we can't make things completely equal between all of us, right? Let's at least make things equitable when it comes to this white man said this, or this Hispanic gentleman said that, or this black man or this black woman said this, and it is held in the same light as it is by anybody else. Then we will know that we have officially made progress. Tough pill to swallow. Period. So now, y'all, it is time to level up your lifestyle. This is where I give you helpful tools or tips to help you to climb your ladder that you're trying to get to. And today, I want to talk about TooShort.ai. And no, this is not about the rapper from the Bay, but TooShort.ai. TooShort.ai, it is very critical when you're a content creator, especially if you use YouTube, that you know how to structure your shorts, how to put your how to put the captions in, how to edit properly, find the right place. And there are a lot of different AIs to go with, but TooShort.ai is definitely very, very, very critical to that process. It's a free site. At least the basic version is a free site. So you can go ahead and you can tap in with that, and you just upload the link, the YouTube link, and it will create your videos. And I do see a lot of content creators that use that along with Opus. So very critical to use that as well. Another one, Yarn.ai. For those of you who do videos, reaction videos, content videos on YouTube, go to Yarn.ai. That is a website where you can find free stock footage. All you have to do is go to the search box and you can put in exactly what phrase do you want to be illustrated through the stock footage, and it'll give you all kind of options. So very, very crucial. Check it out, Yarn.ai. Okay. One last thing too, in terms of Media Monday, guys, AI is real. Okay, I know people are like, oh my God, keeps talking about AI? Because you guys need to understand something. Those of y'all who are working labor jobs, working lower end jobs, which I'm not clowning. I respect anybody that's going out and getting it, right? But those of y'all that are working at lower end jobs, you guys need to understand, increase your skills. Find more skills so you can move up in the company you're in, or so you can find a more highly skilled position. Because people that are in the office working arena, people that are in the medical field in terms of clerical work, people that are in sales, customer service, those jobs are going to be phased out by the year 2030. Those jobs are going to be phased out. And if not all, a great deal of them. And people that do get to stay on those jobs, they're going to be required to be more skilled at their position. They're not going to be able to just kind of coast. So that's just a word of advice. Understand this, by 2030, remember 5STAXX told you this first. By the year 2030, over 12 million U.S. jobs will be affected by AI through those industries. So remember, you heard it here first. We expose the truth here, right? That's what we get to. Now, my favorite part of the show, y'all, and some people in the cast part of the show, it is words to live by. This is when I like to bring new words to the forefront. It's always good to learn new words and definitions and be able to, this is my thing. If you can just one day put one of these words I give you into a conversation when you're talking to a woman for the first time and you just see that dumbfounded look on her face, you know what I mean? That's a satisfying feeling, let me tell you. So today's word, if you're ready, today's word to live by is lachrymose. Lachrymose is an adjective. Lachrymose. Lachrymose. It is an adjective. And what that word means is tearful or given to weeping, inducing tears, or sad. Horrible. Well, how do you put that in a sentence, 5STAXX? How could I ever use that? Oh my God, what am I going to do with that word? 5STAXX, got you. You ready? Here we go. The fact that I refused to pay for the most expensive thing she ordered on the menu because she catfished me made her lachrymose to the point of tears. Well, there you have it. Words to live by, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, make sure if you got videos, if you've got any music, anything you got going on, please make sure that you hit me in my email, Cali's Finest Radio 1 at gmail.com. We appreciate the support of everybody that's tapping in, man, all right? Now, once again, summer's almost over. Sundress season is almost over, gentlemen. So smack as many cheeks as you can. I'm just playing. Hey, never ever forget that the toughest pill to swallow is always, always, always going to contain the truth. I am your humble host, the promo king, product 5STAXX and counting. We up out of here, baby. West Coast.